Peaceful protesters is all they are. And rioting is the language of the unheard. Wait, I'm getting word that this isn't a Black Lives Matter rally. It's Trump supporters!
Well, you guys did the exact same thing, but worse. Besides, it's mostly peaceful. A cop has been shot in what is looking like the beginnings of another peaceful demonstration.
We will not stop until Black lives everywhere are treated as if they matter! Uh-oh. I'm getting news that this riot has just developed into a peaceful protest.
This is exactly what you guys did! Stop freaking out!
This is exactly what you guys did! Stop freaking out!
You did it first!
You did it first!
You did it first!
You did it first! You did it first!
Oh my.
This could be really bad. Oh, thank goodness. It was for Black Lives Matter.
I think what you're about to see might be the most important conversation happening on the internet right now.
From Dallas, Texas, this is Anarchast.
Greetings, internet denizens. Welcome back to Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. I will be Patrick Smith, and today, this will be like the third time I've had the pleasure of speaking to them, but I plan to really go hard today. Welcome to the show, Erin and Kingsley. Kingsley's the founder and CEO of Flote. Erin is the co-founder of Flote. Guys, this is a really, really important conversation considering everything going on right now. Again, welcome to the show, guys. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having us. Yeah, and definitely crazy times. And, I agree. I think we knew coming into 2021 that it was going to be a big year for us, but we didn't know it would start off with such a bang from the get-go. Yeah.
Yeah, 2021, right? Let me get rid of this text. That's annoying. There we go. Goodbye. All right. So, first of all, congratulations on your marriage. Guys, I was so happy to hear about that. That's excellent news. I always love it when anarchists go out and find love and get married. That's excellent.
Not through a state marriage, but just through a love marriage.
Yeah,
the important kind. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, in the comments, this is an opportunity that you're going to have to ask the people on one of the forefronts of Liberty Online right now questions. If you have questions for these guys throughout the show, please make sure that you preface your comment with question in all caps so that I make sure not to miss it, because I'm the only one here working the controls today. So I will have trouble keeping up with the comments, I'm sure. Okay. So I want to kind of to set the stage, I want to talk through the current events. Stuff that I doubt most people even know has already happened today. So first I want to talk about Facebook blocking Ron Paul and what that means. Because Ron Paul's not, a traditional Republican. He's not out there, making statements for or against Trump or whatever. And Facebook took him down. What does that mean to you guys? What does that tell you about these companies?
Well, I think it did come out eventually that Ron Paul responded to Reason or Fee or one of those organizations that they didn't block, I guess, maybe Ron Paul personally. I don't know, maybe you can clarify this, but they blocked maybe one of his admins or something like that for posting on the Ron Paul page. But regardless, I mean, it's ridiculous what's going on right now. I mean, censorship is at an all-time high, and a lot of us, we saw this coming. I saw this personally. It started happening with Ron Paul back in 2007, and I saw that I would see him in a speech in person, or I would see him on the debate stage, and then I would see the media coverage, the coverage of him afterwards. And I was like, wow, this is so interesting. And this is, after coming out of the military, after 9/11, And, I was still even just kind of a neocon before I learned about Ron Paul. And then I did the deep dive into libertarianism and anarchism and all that fun stuff. And then
when you introduced me to Ron Paul, because I was one of those people who watched Ron Paul on the TV, back when he was running, and I was like, oh, what a goof, and I didn't take him seriously. And then I met Kingsley, and I rewatched a documentary called like Ron Paul Blackout, and I was shocked. Like, this was 2015. I was just like, I can't believe the media silenced him like that. Like, how is this like a thing? Like, how is this legal? And then now all of the social media companies, all the big tech companies are just kind of following suit. I mean, it's nothing that we weren't expecting. And with Ron Paul, I think Ron Paul like basically is the start of like the people who speak out against big tech and censorship. I feel like he's woken more people up than anybody.
But yeah, I mean, a lot, and then it started accelerating with, Alex Jones. And that's when the guys at the time, actually, as a company, I don't know if we covered this before, but we were actually working on a crypto wallet that was focused towards privacy coins and tokens. Mm-hmm. And so, but then we start, Erin started making, friendships with independent journalists who were getting deplatformed, demonetized. And I just started noticing, just as a researcher myself into cryptocurrency, current events, everything that's going on in the world, alternative health, that's, my YouTube and my Google queries, my search results were just acting a little bit different. it was harder to find things. It was harder to really do any research about important topics to me. So I said, so I knew social networks were like the hardest thing to create as far as a startup. And I also had heard that venture capital money, going into social networks was at like all-time low. And luckily, one of our early investors, Adam Draper, he's kind of a contrarian. So he mentioned that stat, and so am I too. And we saw that opportunity to do something good and provide a service for people that increasingly need it. And there's a potential huge I think business opportunity as well with all these people coming off of Facebook. And we're talking about over 2 billion people on YouTube. We're talking about, over a billion. I mean, these are the largest really networks in the world that are now decoupling. And now, there's going to be multiple alternative sites like Flote and others that are basically casting a net and, catching people falling off. And it's becoming more and more important just with what's going on in the world today.
Good companies, like people. Companies that people should throw their support behind, because man, we gotta stop using the bad companies that take our data and use it for evil, and really prop up the good companies that will protect your privacy, protect your anonymity, protect just basically the antithesis of all these bad stuff.
Yeah, the antithesis. I like that.
Put that in Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
Antifa is the antithesis of liberty. Yeah, so I should have pulled this up earlier. For those of you who don't know, he was blocked from accessing. Ron Paul was blocked from accessing his Facebook page. So that's kind of what we've been talking about here. And this, in reference to what you're talking about, where people need to make choices to abandon platforms that are not friends of liberty. I think this meme says it all. What we've been seeing for the past couple of years. Libertarians on Facebook. Yeah, libertarians on Facebook right now. I swear, you guys spammed me 13 or 14 more times, and I'm out of here.
Yeah,
that's what it's felt like. It's easy to see. It's easy to say that, I guess, once I've already been banned. But I'm sure there's people still back there dealing with that. Did you know that the Deutsche Bank just canceled Trump? Like, they just denied Trump and all of his businesses access to a bank. So this is far beyond what we're talking about. We are far beyond a few cancellations on social media. This is like an internet civil war is what I've been calling it. I'm sure you're aware. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I also heard that not only was it, obviously Apple, Google, and Amazon, but they're also going after like Atlassian, basically like their their little like internal platforms that they use for internal teams, like Slack, and a bunch of other like companies that is instrumental in, like working with Parler to make sure that their team communication is solid and that their infrastructure is solid. So it's crazy. It like you mentioned, it is like a civil freaking war.
But well, yeah. Can you finish your thought? And I would like to comment on the Deutsche Bank thing.
I mean, I think anyone who sells it as less, I think I heard Glenn Beck recently say, oh, this is just like a Cold War. No. This is what internet warfare looks like. This is people exercising their rights to control their property in ways to attack and deplatform and silence people. This is what internet warfare looks like. The only thing that could make it escalate beyond this is like outright offensive hacking attempts and stuff like that. But yeah.
And so we thought about this with Flote too, because we were looking at, we've been supportive of cryptocurrencies from the start. And that's the whole, the big thing of Flote is connecting people, but also, below that is this connecting people with these payment channels, with peer-to-peer payment channels called cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. So, we've been kind of back and forth, initially, since we launched, whether we're going to, because there is some ways to add some peer-to-peer fiat options. But at the same time, you're going to be using big tech companies to achieve that, and you're going to be using, banks to achieve that. So there might be some ways where we can still utilize some of that things just to make it easier for the user. But as far as like our main, area of concern is really connecting people with cryptocurrency. Now, cryptocurrency is taking off, and more people are going to be investing in it, using it, wanting it, and Flote is one of those places where they can do all those things. So yeah, we've been waiting for this moment, and again, we're just very excited about everything that's going on as far as what we're doing behind the scenes. We've grown from a team of three to 13. Now 15 actually. We just had two more guys on. So, we're actually becoming, not a scrappy startup, but an actual real company. And it's really exciting. And it's just great to be able to do something. And with the possibility of, again, I think it's a good business opportunity, but also do something that, hey, let's make some money and also, make a difference. And we need to promote free speech. It's so Orwellian, that was another thing that scared me on YouTube. All these independent journalists that I would follow, they started changing the words that they had to say to cover just current events. Meanwhile, CNN, all the mainstream outlets, they can continue and talk like normal people. But anybody that went outside the new norm, the
narrative,
the narrative, they would get deplatformed, demonetized, like yourself, and so
just heavily censored.
So we have to build tech from the ground up with software and hardware. Now there's hardware is a much harder thing to accomplish. But we are seeing some companies, start to, there's been companies that have been around for a while, but I think they'll start to see a lot of traction, a lot more investment come into them, and a lot more people that are buying into their tech, because we have to, it's like this bifurcation of ideologies that's splitting businesses apart. And it's kind of, in a way, obviously it's kind of terrifying right now because they have so much control, and we've let them, build everything and control it. But at the same time, it's kind of like ripping off the Band-Aid. So, eventually this would happen. And honestly, it shows their true colors. So now I know who I want to put, our money with, and it's becoming more and more clear every day who we want to engage with business, who we want to support. Yep. And so, we hope that, as far as, users are concerned, or investors that are interested in, in stuff that we're building, that they'll come to us. And I think there's a line drawn in the sand now for the most part that's becoming clearer and clearer every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that in a lot of ways, the Republicans are kind of blazing some trails, hopefully, that you can then, walk down in terms of resiliency and technology and hardware and connectivity. And I definitely want to get into that a little bit later when I kind of challenge you a little bit. There's a few more pieces of news. One of the biggest one is that Amazon's cloud computing service known as AWS basically took down Parler with about 24 hours notice. Parler is, of course, what I would call sort of the Republican Twitter, and they tout themselves as a freedom of speech platform, but they have their own set of semi-restrictive policies, in their direction of political bias. But I mean, this is huge. This should be sort of like it in the scope of the internet civil war. This is a nuke that just sort of went off, and it should, and it's going to ripple throughout the entire technological sphere. And then I guess the new news from today is that Parler is suing Amazon with like 3 points, and one of them is antitrust, because Twitter apparently just signed a multi-year contract with Amazon to continue hosting Twitter services. Twitter also did not take down some, they don't take down violent content from Antifa and people, threatening the right, but they claimed to take down Parler for, I guess, threats that existed on their platform. So they're alleging. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, that tweet that Kathy Griffin, that's her name, right? Holding up Trump's bloody severed head. You can still find it on Twitter, and she wasn't removed, and that wasn't taken down for violence. So, it's just what a double standard. I'm glad they're suing. It's fun.
Yeah, so I'm curious what both of your thoughts are on the Amazon situation and the lawsuit. Do you have any thoughts on, Amazon is the big boy in the industry. I mean, Microsoft has a decent size cloud platform, so does Google, but Amazon is the largest by far. And I think they just got $600,000 from the government to help the CIA with some of their back end.
Oh, no, it was $500 million back in, I think it was 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that initially, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's happening. So, I think that, I don't know. I have no trust in the court system, obviously. And it's hard to even say like what we would or wouldn't do in the future and utilizing government to take care. I would always try to move to a private arbitration, always, but. Who knows? I mean, it seems like big tech is involved with government, so I'm not sure. I didn't really research exactly how Amazon, breached their contract with them. I'm assuming that they probably did, but there's always some legalese. There's always some sort of way where they can kind of get what they want. So we'll see what happens. It's interesting. We're having to, we were actually on Amazon servers at first because we had again, scrappy startup, and we had some credits on there that we wanted to use up. So, but we were off of AWS, I think, early 2020. Yeah, we were. Yeah, we moved right off of there. So. And now, we have this decentralization strategy, and we have a growing dev team, but now we're having calls basically every day to discuss how we can move forward more. What we're moving to, what's a good idea, what's not a good idea, taking user feedback. I mean, users have definitely sent us some interesting suggestions. So, we're taking all of that into account and kind of building up a strategy to move forward and decentralize.
Yeah, user feedback and opinions is usually like a fire hose that you can never quite get under control. So I feel for you. I've been on the receiving end of it.
Honestly, we love it. Like, we really do. It's not a burden at all. When I get the messages, I usually respond right away. I can't talk to everybody every minute of every day. And so we'll see how out of control that gets in the future. But, like the thing that King and I think pride ourselves on Flote is that we're just very accessible, and that we are building the platform that you guys want to be on. So you should have a say in what you want to see in a platform. And that's what we want to accomplish always. We always want to listen to our users. We just started a Telegram channel. I really am trying to get started a hashtag on Flote that our dev team can kind of always report to, which is a future feature request. So that way it's trending, and then we can just click that.
So a couple more news stories, and then we'll definitely focus on Flote. Let me just get through a couple more of this this insanity right now. Facebook has announced that they are planning for the inauguration coming up. They are treating it, quote, as a major civic event, taking additional steps than they did during the election to stop misinformation and incitements to violence. They have been removing the phrase "stop the steal" as part of their Orwellianly named coordinating harm policy. I want to get just kind of your general thoughts and reactions to companies involving themselves in politics and people's lives in this way.
I just don't understand what has changed so much in the last 5 years with these social networks, where now they have to squash everybody's, speech. It doesn't make much sense to me. It doesn't. I mean, I know things have been, because of the media, things have become more inflamed, since the Trump presidency. But again, it's like, what side do you choose? I mean, I like to believe that I kind of fall in the middle. I think both sides are crazy. So. It's just, they're just going above and beyond. We're a U.S. company. We don't want to go to prison for someone posting, the wrong thing on our platform. So,
and when we say wrong thing, we mean illegal in the United States. Yeah,
illegal in the United States. My father's been serving 28 years in prison for a nonviolent drug offense from 1993.
It's no place we want to go.
Yeah, I don't want my children or my family have to deal with that with me too. But with that said, we are, we're not going above and beyond. Like everything that's going on right now with big tech is above and beyond what is actually, the right thing to do, or, legal.
Even necessary.
Yeah, or necessary. Yeah. So we're just kind of rolling with the punches. We're learning a lot from both just, current events on what we can do better. Especially, than the other platforms. And we always want to be a champion of free speech. And again, just rewinding the clock, like 4 or 5 years from when social networks were just, they didn't give you notifications on where or when you can get the vaccine.
They didn't give you
where your voting is, where your voting location is, and all this, stuff. It's
next thing we know, there's going to be a notification that says Happy Anthony Fauci Day.
Okay.
Which literally is on Christmas Eve. Like they made an official Anthony Fauci Day.
It should have been on Christmas, in my opinion.
Or on Christmas Eve, yeah.
Holy crap. All right. Well, on the other side, and to illustrate the hilarity, I'm going to put this up kind of behind us and hide us for a second so people can read this tweet from Twitter. Ahead of the Ugandan election, we're hearing reports that internet service providers are being ordered to block social media and messaging apps. We strongly condemn internet shutdowns. They are hugely harmful, violate basic human rights and the principles of the hashtag open internet, says Twitter. And also, to couple with that, we have an Idaho internet service provider. I don't know if you guys have heard about this company. They, at some of their users' request, blocked Facebook and Twitter from their internet service.
Wow.
What did Facebook and Twitter do? They're suing them, saying, quote, that they don't have the right to choose who can be on their service.
Interesting, yeah. It's hypocrisy all around. It is a joke, yeah.
There is no principles at play here.
Yeah, I can't stand it. Like, that's the one thing, actually. Someone wrote a nice comment just about me on Facebook, actually. But it was someone who leans left, and they even have like a Black Lives Matter thing in their Facebook profile, on their profile image. And he said, I may not agree with everything that you say. Most things I might not agree with you. But the one thing that I will say is that you're a champion of freedom for everybody, and that you're
morally consistent.
Yeah, you're morally, basically you treat everyone fairly and, morally consistent. And that is something that, I am proud of, and I just had, that's why hypocrites and hypocrisy just like pissed me off, like probably almost number one.
But that's not a normal thing, I don't think. Like the majority of people are not morally consistent, and that's the issue.
Yeah, where it like hurts me. Like I go through like brain exercises every day. Like I'll stay up at night just being like, is this the right thought? Am I thinking this correct? Is this fair?
Because you're also, it's like a ray of like brainwashing that you get from all the outside forces that I feel like makes you question. Like, I don't know about you, but for me, I know where I stand, and I know my principles. But there are times where I'll lay in bed at night and I'll have like, I call it like a status thought. Like I'll have a status thought and I'll be like, where does this not match up? And I just lay in bed and I try to make sense of it all. And I'm like, does this make sense? Does this align with my opinions? Am I wrong?
Should I vote for Biden?
I almost spit water all over my microphone. That was...
At the end of the day, I think you just need to like really work on yourself and find out what is morally important to you and stand by your principles. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that.
And that's crazy. I saw that Twitter post earlier. I didn't realize the date though. I thought it was like from years ago. And then someone was like, I didn't realize it happened today. That's great.
Yep.
That's so fun.
It's happening in real time. Hypocrisy knows no bounds. Okay, so that's what's happening now and what has happened. What do you now? I want to kind of talk about future and what we think is coming next. One of the theories that I've heard is that these companies are kind of sometimes actually asking to be regulated. Like in a way, they want to be able to wash their hands of it by being told what to do by daddy government. What do you think about that theory and the implications of it?
It's the same thing with every other industry, right? They maintain the almost like monopoly status, and then they ask to be regulated. So then typically the regulations that come down the line or make it harder and harder for small companies like ours and many others to grow or even start. So I'm always against regulation in any regard, even if it hurts us or maybe even favors the bigger guy. If it's less regulation, then I think it's better for everyone. And I want to compete. I want to compete, with these people. I think that what they're doing, every day, used to piss me off seeing all these stories about censorship and this person getting deplatformed, this person getting demonetized. Now, it still makes me mad, but at the same time, I'm just like, hey, they're just shooting themselves in the foot, and they're pushing more people over to us and other alternative platforms.
Yeah.
So be it. Just let's just have a fair fight, which, it's not going to be fair. But really, I think the future, it's terrifying, but I think that we can pull through this, and we have to pull through this, right? We have no other choice. So like I said, we have a lot of work to do when it comes to connecting people again and finding out, who supports basically, full blown communism and who supports free market capitalism. Yeah, just freedom for the individual.
Yeah. I don't even think it comes down to full free market capitalism. It just comes down to basic freedom.
Yeah.
So let's talk about all the steps that, there's links in the chain of me reaching a service like yours that have not really been stress tested yet. So I think the one that has been stress tested is banking. Then we haven't yet seen ISP, like internet service to the home, really become activated from this political agenda yet. But after that, we've definitely seen like hosting providers. We haven't seen internet backbone companies. Actually, I think we did like a year ago in the deplatforming of Alex Jones or something. So there's the backbone providers. Then there's the like the server hosters like Amazon, which have definitely become activated. Then there is the companies themselves. Did I miss any steps in that?
Basically like ICANN all the way down. I know there's and so I know there's been some censorship, even on their side too. So there, again, it's just all about rebuilding this infrastructure, using newer technology. The lucky thing is that if we have enough investors and people that are willing to support the right things, a lot of money can be made to rebuild this stuff and rebuild it even better than it currently is.
Yeah.
We're talking about decentralized technology taking off,
open source. Yeah,
open source technology. People are launching microsatellites up there, and let's create a better internet, some more decentralized internets. And we obviously have to, because it seems like they're going to be shutting down communication and the way to even conduct business for a lot of us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about Flote. What are the rules on your platform? What am I not allowed to do?
Yeah, let's pull it up here.
So if you go to most social media platforms, their terms of service, you'll find just pages upon pages upon pages of what you cannot do, all the rules, and it's just a lot of legal jargon. So we have about 7 rules, so it's very, very short. No spam.
I'm looking for the page. What's the URL?
It's flote.app /EN/rules.
EN.
Yeah, sorry.
English, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
EN.
There you go,
English.
Oh, this is it? Guys, get a load of this. Hold on, let me see. I'm going to hide us for a second so we can talk. Let's talk through this.
Very easy, simple rules. Very easy to understand. Not a lot of legal jargon, if at all. So no spam, no doxing, no malware, no username squatting. Adult imagery that contains nudity must be marked with the hashtag NSFW tag. And keep in mind, we actually have to elaborate on that a little. We're very pro free the nip.
It's just genitalia.
Yeah, just genitals. So number 6 is impersonation accounts are not allowed. Number 7 is you must be at least 13 years old to create a float account.
That's it?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to expand on this, especially this year because of all the craziness going on. But at the same time, I'm all about making things as simple as possible, especially when it comes to things like this, any types of terms and all this type of stuff. Because right now, I mean, you just get lost in just, it's crazy. Even like, we bought like a Xbox last year, and it was just like, I just remember the days where you just, you bought a Nintendo and you put in the cartridge and you're just like playing. Now it's like, first of all, you have to like download all this new stuff, and then you have to like accept like a million like pages
privacy policies.
Privacy in terms of, it's like, I just want to play Mario, like Mario Kart, give me a break. And so we just that's kind of what we're trying to get to, is just like, let's take the legalese and make this like plain language wherever we can, as much as possible.
Yeah, we should be streaming to our Flote page right now. I think my browser's
that looks like
having a little trouble. Yeah. Okay. That's all right. It's all right.
Oh, but if you go to the Explore page on Flote and click the Live tab, it'll show up there. So just go to the little search tool.
Okay.
Or you got a more right there.
And then the Live tab right in the middle. Oh, is that not working either? Oh, okay. I'll take.
I'm on it right here. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
It could just.
This is a new bug that just happened right now. So great.
Thank you. We're gonna send that to our team.
Great.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Things like that are important. So basically, if anyone's watching, go ahead, send us bug reports all day, every day, because that's the kind of stuff that we need to know, so we can immediately get our team on and fix it. Because if we don't know what's broken, then we don't know what to fix. So.
Okay.
But yeah, yesterday we actually went down for about 2 hours, and so that might be a result of being down. So,
what I guess let me ask this. I don't think it's an inappropriate question, because it's pretty easy probably for somebody that knows how to find out. But who are you currently using for hosting, and how activist are they of a company?
Yeah, so we are. I won't give the specific name, because apparently there's like security concerns when giving specific server provider. But I will say that we are getting off them as soon as possible. They're not necessarily known as a big tech company, but they did release some things recently that
their standpoint and statement on the Parler Amazon situation. And they said, we are in support of a free and open internet, but that does go against our terms and services.
Yeah, and then it didn't list. It didn't list what terms it went against, of course, which they usually do too. So
we actually just got off a call with like a private server company, someone that we know who actually runs it, that we trust.
Yeah, so we're moving our stuff over there ASAP. Yeah. They have servers all over the US, and they have other trusted partners around the rest of the world. So they're going to be able to duplicate, what we have right now at actually a lower cost. Yeah. And so it's going to be great. And this guy, I've known him since the Ron Paul days, so probably about 12 or 13 years. And good guy, and he's got like a legitimate, server company too.
Does he trust his upstream provider, his backbone provider? Because I think I'm thinking back to when Gab went through this, when they came hard for Gab. Their host was initially okay. No, they got banned from their host. They found a new host, but that host's upstream provider banned their provider, and so they basically had to find a new host that had an upstream provider that wasn't censorious. Hopefully, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I think he was trying to get work with Parler early on, I guess. and
they went with Amazon.
Yeah. So
sorry, go
What if?
I've really good confidence, and he's in the know as far as like what's going on and how important it is to maintain communication right now, and I trust that he will help us move forward and get us off our current provider.
Right.
But right now, we're still the small guy. Compared to Parler, which I think had like around 25 million users. I'm not sure what Gab's at yet right now. I haven't seen any statistics.
I see someone said Gab went with Epic, who seems to be very pro-speech, etc. Yeah,
we're looking at
that is
Epic
one
too.
that we are looking at as well. I know that they hosted InfoWars when Alex Jones got deplatformed. So yeah, Epic seems to be like a good company with morals.
And what we're doing, because when we first launched Flote, I was just like, decentralize all the things. Now, I've taken a step back, and it's like more, what do we need to decentralize? Where's the best way to, obviously we want backups of everything at all times. So now our real new approach, instead of like having nodes where people can host nodes and all this, I don't see that really being making sense yet, because even with cryptocurrency mining, it becomes all centralized, because people that are good at basically data storage and cloud service providers, they are the ones who end up making most of the. Oh, sorry, what is that? Oh, sorry about this.
All right.
Is that a random call? They have. Anyway, so our new approach is basically to make relationships with as many good companies as possible that are experts in this field, and then have backups, in multiple countries throughout the world, instead of creating this like individual type of node thing. I think this is a little bit kind of utopian right now, but it sounds good on we're decentralized and all this kind of stuff. But in a way, we'll still be decentralized in a way, but it'll be just based off of professionals taking care of our data.
Okay, guys, I'm getting some questions stacking up here. We'll definitely try and get to them, but if you want to get your questions prioritized, there's a super chat link in the description. Just saying. Okay, so so I guess I know you probably have plans, and I know this is probably too early to ask this question, but maybe not, because if you wait until you need to think about it, it'll be too late. Like, do you have a plan? What is your plan for when they do discover you and come hard? Because I think Gab is about to get round 2. Honestly, I think now that the lefties have had their little success with Parler, I think they're going to revisit taking down Gab.
Well, also Gab is sort of like egging on the big tech platforms. Like, they're on Twitter, like basically declaring war on Twitter. So yeah, I think they are. I think they're egging them on. So I hope they're ready for round 2.
Yeah. So we're kind of lucky in that way, that we did come a little bit later than the other guys, and then we're still not as big as them yet, because they are taking most of the arrows as we're seeing right now. So as they take the arrows, we're kind of able to learn on what steps to take. But yeah, I mean, we have plans. We're looking at unstoppable domains as far as our DNS and domain. We're looking at a whole host of other companies and products to use to be able to stay afloat. Because if we when we are successful, the time will come when they try to take us down, and we'll be in a place that will be much better than we are right now, to be able to survive that. But I mean, like, seriously, hats off to Gab to surviving this long, because they've really taken a lot of heat.
Yeah.
And there's but again, there's a lot that we can learn from what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, our dog now snoring.
No, it's fine. We're lucky to have dogs. That's my opinion. We're lucky to have them. I'm glad that you take that attitude towards Gab, because they really have taken a lot. They have taken mostly all of the initial arrows in this internet civil war that I think we're in the middle of.
Thank you for your service, Andrew Torba.
Okay, so I was planning on raking you over the coals of where your line in the sand was for deplatforming people from Flote, but I've already done that over on Disenthrall, and you're probably sick of that discussion, so I think I've just now kind of decided against it. Guys, if you want to see me sort of really challenge where their line is, the first interview I did with them over on my Disenthrall channel, all that's there. I'm not going to put them through it again. I'm not going to put me through it again.
I thought we did pretty well, though.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
Like, you passed with flying colors. Like, you passed, you had all of the best possible answers to the questions, because we still operate in this jurisdiction where we have people that have guns pointed at you if you don't enforce, at least have a baseline standard that equates to what they consider to be illegal. And that was basically your line in summary.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And just to go off on that a little bit, if, and it seems like almost kind of when those, that line comes a little bit more and more as far as the free speech is concerned, we just have to kind of roll with the punches, because, it seems like they're going to start really coming up with some regulations when it comes to hate speech and all this other stuff that's going to get, worse and worse when it comes to people being able to communicate. So when inevitably that time comes, I think we'll be in a good place where, even if we have to, go full blockchain or figure out some real, kind of decentralized communication protocol or technology, we will come there. We're all, we have our finger on the pulse when it comes to this stuff. We just have to take, there's a lot of things to account for. Obviously budget, our team, as far as our skill sets, and just timing of, onboarding users and promoting our company and fundraising. There's all, there's a lot going on in one time, but just, as far as our users are concerned, please know that we do have our finger on the pulse. We are working on, becoming kind of an unstoppable social network, but it is going to take some time to get there.
Oh yeah, of course. Especially, you guys have come a long way in the time that you've had. I'm just, okay. Yeah, sorry. Just clicking links back here to get ready. So I think the next important question, maybe the last important question before we move on to talking about your upcoming talk of Anarchapulco, is when I'm watching startups that are giving me services for free, I always worry, how are they going to make this sustainable from a financial point of view? So I guess my question is, how are you planning on monetizing this? Ads, or do we pay for memberships? Unlike most people that are sort of dreading that stuff, like I'm waiting to see it, because that's going to be the signal I know that Flote's going to be around for a while, when I need to start contributing in some way. So right. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I'll send you a address. But yeah. So we have ads. We're going about it as with the DuckDuckGo approach of keyword-based ads that are more geared towards user privacy, versus creating this whole social profile and identity for each individual person. DuckDuckGo actually put out a great blog article that talks about how that's actually like an inefficient way to be able to deliver good ads to the right people, and keyword-based ads are a much more efficient way and actually are much more monetizable. Mm-hmm. So we're going about that way. We'll have in-app purchases in the future for unique things. We're going to have Flote Plus, which will be launching this year. So like I said, we went from like a 3-man team, just really last year, to now we're at 15 starting this week. So you'll see things start to move along. We have some technical debt that we're still going through right now, but we're almost done with that, and then we're just going to be rolling out feature by feature. We have a big plan when it comes to floats. I mean, it's not just Flote social network. There's the marketplace, which will be launching finally. It's been kind of in internal alpha testing for the last 6 months or so, but we'll be ready to launch that. Yep. There's even some really cool, unique ideas of there hasn't been a lot of companies that have really. I'm all about like crypto adoption and also decentralized technology. And there's some cool things that we can even add on to Flote, especially when you're talking about marketplace. for like decentralized ride sharing and delivery services. And again, removing that middleman out when it comes to payments and allowing basically this queue of people to be able to interact with each other, to be able to do really whatever types of, whether it's providing a service or selling a product. We're launching also
Flote Merchant.
Yeah.
Sorry, the dog is distracted. He hears her snoring and he's losing his train of thought. I can see it. But yeah, we're doing a Flote Merchant. So we just signed on our very first merchant to accept. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So, I see your eyes. Basically, we just signed up our first partner to accept float tokens in their shop for their product in store and online. So we're going to be unrolling out Flote Merchant.
A point of sale system that will be, you can think of it almost like a Facebook business, profile page, but then you're able to sell items on that page. And so that will be also integrated into Flote Merchant. They're going to have over 100 locations, by
the end of this year.
By the end of this year. So that's really exciting. We have other merchants that are going to be signing up.
We have like plans for decentralized, like insurance, like just lots of really, really cool things coming down the pipeline. And of course, we'll share that as the time goes by. But 2021 is going to be really, really exciting. We're very, very excited. Also, I know your question that really kind of sideswept the question, but for, how we're monetizing is we're also going to be doing a crowdfund or equity crowdfund this month on WeFunder. And so basically we can raise from accredited and non-accredited investors. So if you're interested in getting in on that action, you can just go ahead and message myself or King, and then we'll go from there.
So, but yeah, here's the thing is that, when you look at Facebook and these other social networks, especially the big tech ones, and how much money they're making per user per year. So Facebook makes anywhere from
heard your dog. Is that him snoring?
Oh my gosh, I know.
So bad.
That is so cute. No, that is so cute. Sorry, go ahead.
She's so loud. She
and it's always when I go on podcasts.
Yeah,
dogs are the best. No. We don't deserve them. They're amazing.
I know, they're perfect. They really are.
Damn, what was I saying?
You were talking about.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, I totally derailed you. I apologize.
I know. I totally forgot what
we're talking about.
WeFunder.
Yeah. WeFunder. Yeah. So that's an opportunity for people to.
You're talking about the big tech.
Oh, right. Okay. Gotcha. So if you look at really, I think there's an opportunity to get over a million users this year, and really the goal of our 5-year is 100 million users, and that's roughly less than 5% of what Facebook user base is right now. So I think that's completely possible, especially with everything that's going on right now in the world. And so if you look at what Facebook, how much they make per user, they make anywhere from $27 to, I've heard, up to even $40 per person in the US. It's about the same in Europe. It goes a little bit less, in Asia, Southeast Asia. So if we are able to, by not data mining, by not tracking our users and selling all this information to third parties, even if we're able to only make 25% of that or 50% of that, we can still be a very profitable and thriving company. And because as a company, we're not having to grow our moderation team, which is like thousands or tens of thousands of people now, and also developing a large percent of our coding team, our development team, to building out all these algorithms that just censor people. I mean, they're spending so much money on this. We also don't, since we're just connecting people peer to peer when it comes to payments with cryptocurrency, we don't have to build out this huge financial and regulatory team, having to take people's tax forms and make sure that this all this stuff is happening behind the scenes.
We don't have to police any of that.
Yeah, so that's just all on. This is like hey, this is a it's supposed to be like a freedom platform. You have to deal with that. If you're going to pay taxes on it, you pay taxes on whatever is going on. We have no say in what happens peer to peer. So I think again, I think it's a really good business opportunity. I think out of all this chaos, I think that I know we will be one of the ones to survive and really thrive. It's just we are going to have to take some punches along the way, though.
Yeah, consider me already on the list of people interested in the equity funding. So just let me know when you guys get there. That'll be awesome.
Perfect. Yeah, that link should go live. Hopefully, I would say next week.
Yeah, next couple of weeks. Yeah, it'll be live.
Yeah. So we'll push that out. It'll be exciting.
Okay,
And yeah, it's a cool thing because we're able. Sorry, just real quick, we're able to raise from our community too, so they can. This is non-accredited investors, especially. We're going to be raising $1 million worth, so which is roughly like $30 per user on the platform. So even you'll be able to throw a small little amount to help us build the platform for you.
Yep.
And I think that's really powerful.
That's excellent. So Phobes in with the super chat for $5. Thank you, sir. He asks, you guys ever thought about taking on a project like Matrix Synapse, the Discord alternative?
Yeah, I it's been a while since I've looked at that.
I think the last time I looked at that was like last year, maybe the year before that.
Yeah, so I do need to look at that again. Can you remind me what exactly it's like a decentralized Discord or chat app?
Yeah, I will show you.
Perfect.
If it doesn't tank my machine. Yeah, okay, it's good. So this is. I got to make sure there's nothing untoward on the screen before I show this. Hold on one second. Okay, we're good. So this is our Matrix server. You access it using the Element client. We have a little over 100 people there now. Discord, as many people know, is a voice chat app where you can share your screen and have large, many people voice conversations, as well as text chat channels where you share memes. Guys, Christian, don't share anything right now. We're on YouTube. Don't get me banned. So this is a server, a privately owned server by me that I run for people that don't want to be censored by Discord, because Discord is just as censorious as these other platforms right now. And this gets to another one of the questions that we got. So let's go ahead and move into questions. And let's so one of the questions was about, let me find it. It was basically about decentralization, P2P technology. Is Flote using P2P technology? If no, do they plan to? Was a question by House Games. Let's go with that pronunciation. But yeah, so the beauty of this Matrix server is that people that create their accounts on my server are not limited to my server. They can talk to people on Matrix servers anywhere run by anyone, and as can people on other Matrix servers talk to people on my Matrix server. So it is very resilient. Like people on my server right now, rather than creating accounts on my server, created their own personal server that only they're on and access my server through theirs. So they are literally uncensorable. Like I can't touch their account on their server even if I wanted to. Not only that, but this is completely end-to-end encrypted. So it's very, like, even as an administrator, if I'm not part of a conversation on my server, I can't even see what's going on in it. Which,
right.
Has kept me up a couple nights because I'm a little worried that, of what people might be sharing on my server.
So this is element.io?
No, it's Matrix.
Matrix is the project and the server. Element is the client you access the server with. So element.io for the...
Someone just suggested this, like a user on Flote just suggested this to me last night. So I haven't had an opportunity to really look into it. So I'm glad we're talking about it today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it's funny because we already have chat rooms on Flotes that we're actually building out, because it's each live stream comes with a chat room that's attached to that. Unfortunately, now our team is looking at why the live streams are acting wonky, but yeah, I love technology like this. Again, though, one thing is as a company, we want to make it where we have it accessible kind of for everyone at first, whether, if it's centralized, so be it. And then we can come off of that and then have add kind of unique functionality like this, where maybe if you are like a hobbyist and you'd like to be part of the community and host your own server, then you can. So, but yeah, we'll definitely take another look at this. It's been like over a year since I checked out Matrix, and but it's really cool to see that people are using it. It seems like it's growing.
My disenthralled viewers are having fun putting memes on the screen right now. I'll leave that up a little bit longer. Yeah, be nice, guys. Be nice. Don't get me banned. All right. So
and that Leo meme is like everywhere now. At least that picture.
It's gotten a lot of traction. Okay. Yeah. So I got another question here. Let me make sure and not miss that. Okay. So let's just go through these questions real quick, because they're stacking up, and I don't want to keep you guys too long. So.
Okay, we have another 2 hours? Is that right? We're going to a 4.
Right?
But you've got us if you need us. So ask all the questions you
Don't
want
tell
to.
me that. Be careful saying things like that. All right. So,
You're
all right.
fun, Patrick. We like you.
Well, thank you.
We
I
enjoy
like you guys
spending
too.
time with you.
Okay, so the Phoenix of Liberty, which is a badass username, asks, when will Flote integrate mobile picture-in-picture? I don't know. What do you mean, for like streaming? Or what do you mean by that? I'm not quite sure.
We did get that question again today. I think I know what he means. That is something that we have discussed internally, but it's not quite on the roadmap.
What is that though? Mobile picture-in-picture, like where? What do you mean? Like where you're on the app and then it shows?
And you'll be like, I'm pretty sure it's like where you're going to be able to like scroll through the app and still be able to
watch a live stream or something.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain that's what they mean. If I am not getting that correct, please elaborate in the chat. But basically, we're going to be talking about it to add it to the roadmap.
Okay. Your TV Unplugged, I guess, is asking for a clarification on the decentralization or P2P stuff. He's asking, was that a yes? It works directly peer-to-peer? I think the answer is not currently, but maybe in the future.
Yeah, the only thing right now that is peer-to-peer is the messaging, which is fully encrypted 256-bit. So yeah, that's one thing that we wanted to launch with. That's and just just a reminder for people, we launched very like within 3 months with a lot of features out of the gate and with very limited budget. So I'm really proud of the work that we've done so far. But there are a lot of things that we still need to build as far as features are concerned. So, but yeah, we wanted to make sure that messages were encrypted at launch because that's a big thing. I mean, you do a Twitter DM, you do a Facebook message on Facebook, and even a video call. They now they listen to, they transcribe, they record. It's so creepy to me, and I just feel so I feel so violated when anybody. I probably moved more people over to Signal for the last couple of years than I think anybody. If they had like a referral link,
sponsor us.
But yeah, I mean, we want to even get to that level where, hey, people are even moving off the Signal and coming to Flote, and that's where we want to get. But yeah, is anything else peer to peer? No, not besides
the crypto wallet.
The crypto stuff is peer to peer too.
Right,
so.
And just to clarify that, like Flote does not take a cut of your transaction. So the only fee that is taken out is the miner fee. We don't take any fees from super chats. I know YouTube takes 40%.
30%, yeah.
We don't take fees for peer-to-peer transactions on the platform at all.
Yeah.
So.
Mental Laxative, another excellent name, says blocking channels also blocks subs. Seems like these tech giants are shooting themselves in the foot. I think it's and I talked about this on Twitter recently, this is a boiling the frog scenario. If they do this slow enough and take their time long enough, I think we're really in trouble. Like, I think we're effed. Luckily, I don't think they're going to do that. Like, I want them. I want Twitter and I want Facebook to just go hard. I want them to ban everybody to the left of Bernie Sanders. Because if they yank this Band-Aid off, the frog's going to realize what's happening to the temperature of the water and have a chance to jump out. That's my thoughts on it. What do you guys think?
Well, yeah, I think that's happening right now. It's again, first they come for Alex Jones, and they come for everybody else, and again, just seeing what they did to Ron Paul back in the day, you pissed me off enough. But now they're doing it to people that are our friends. They're doing it to us.
Yeah.
So they did it to him. Yeah, they did it to you. I mean, it's crazy times.
They cut your digital arm off.
And that's one thing. We do have a Facebook upload feature that I think a lot of people will appreciate, where you can download your posts, your pictures, and your videos and upload them to Flote. So before you delete your Facebook account, you can bring all those memories and posts from before and have them on a more trusted, reliable service.
Awesome. Yeah, but make sure you download your Facebook file in JSON format, not HTML.
Yeah.
And there's a video a really sexy dude made on about that.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah. I'm gonna repost that on our library and Odyssey channels that I just created.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, cool. Okay, I need to get links to those in the description as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question has to do with the cryptocurrency wallet. When will Flote users get a wallet they can use? Dash or Bitcoin Cash or I'm gonna insert Monero.
Yeah. Oh, I love me some Monero.
Yeah, I mean, we before Flote, like that's what we were working on, a wallet that focused on privacy coins. So I mean, out of the gate, like we wanted to launch with Monero, it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So very soon. So
well, yeah, this year we're working on Ethereum integration first. Then we'll also be able to add stable coins for people that just want to interact with, fiat.
We just brought on Chuck Williams as our chief experience officer. So I know that he'll be pushing us to put Dash in as soon as we possibly can. I don't know if do you know him, Patrick? Chuck Williams?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so he's done some work like with the Dash team, and so like he's very well versed in the crypto world, and in like, he's an anarchist, and so he's just kind of in that family. So we brought him on board, and yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get away from the Dash thing.
No.
He's absolutely going to make us put it in there.
Yeah, but yeah, we want to support a bunch of even ones that maybe people would even disagree with on this show, but have communities behind them. And hey, we're at the end of the day, I believe that we just need to move whoever and out of fiat into whatever type of crypto. So even there may even be the possibility where we allow Dogecoin or even XRP. I mean, if you're a hater of XRP, I mean, honestly, XRP works a little bit better as a money. Well, not necessarily as an investment recently because of what's going on, but it's faster and cheaper than Bitcoin right now. So we also love Bitcoin Cash. There's going to be a bunch of cryptos available on the wallet.
These are custodial. These are custodial wallets, though, right? Are you concerned about KYC laws?
So it's like shared custodial right now, but we're moving to fully non-custodial very soon this month. We're testing it out right now, so it's on our it's definitely in our pipeline.
And that's another feature we wanted to launch with out of the gate, but unfortunately, with the resources that we had, it just wasn't an option. Now we finally are cooking with gas. So things like, features like that will definitely be pumped out a lot sooner. But yeah, we're so excited for the wallets to go non-custodial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Has Flote considered, Phoenix of Liberty again with a question, has Flote considered implementing a jury system?
Yeah, we've discussed this. We do want
can you start? I think this is something Minds is using right now. Can you just describe what that means for people that aren't aware?
Jury system is basically kind of like a private, moderation or private arbitration. I forget. I think Minds recently, or maybe in the last year or so, it kind of changed theirs up. I don't remember. Okay. I don't remember exactly how they do it. So it's interesting. There's also this, a lot of people say everything needs to be decentralized. Everything almost needs to be democratized in a lot of ways, which we all know that democracies don't work. So, I would rather, I don't know. I'm not sure if we're going to have some sort of jury system. If anything, it would only really benefit us as a company and potentially reward juries in a token or something like that in the future. It may help us scale in order to do that. But we'll see. We'll see as we run into these kind of scaling options. We have some notes, from the past of discussing various options to do types of jury systems. And I would love to at least have easy ways to do private arbitration, especially when it comes to more businesses joining up for Flote and getting, removing the government out of that equation. So that's something that, maybe would work also with moderation too.
Okay, this one I think is a decent idea. My name is Marks. My name is Marks. What? Have you? Bad name. Bad. Have you guys approached Roger Ver? He might be interested in helping out if you incorporate Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah. I've
had those conversations.
Yeah, I have multiple email threads with PGP email threads with Roger. And he put someone in charge of his venture capital fund that ended up, I think, leaving recently. I'm not sure. I know he's super, he's very busy with Bitcoin.com and what they're doing with Bitcoin Cash. So
I wasn't in reach with him.
Yeah. So was I.
I talked to him recently and he had mentioned, implement Bitcoin Cash. It's very easy. He just seemed like he was extremely busy and not able to help at the moment, but maybe that's an avenue that we can revisit. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know he does throw his support behind good projects.
Yeah, he does. And I've met him before. There's even a cool picture of us talking about esports and gambling, like at Anarchapulco in 2017. But yeah, if you can, I'll email him again today. try to get that conversation going.
All right, guys, last call for questions. I'm gonna I have one more question for you already, and then we'll talk about your Anarchapulco talk. So, Liberty After Dark asks, any future plans for optimizing the live streaming setup, reducing chat client overhead, etc.? And what I have to say about that is I can't wait for you to do that. Here's why: because there are no freedom live stream platforms out there that are worth a damn right now. There are, like, we have backup video platforms. We have, thanks to you, we have a backup social media network that, I'm confident in. There are alternatives for a lot of these services, but not live streaming. DLive was guys, I'm saying was the closest thing to Liberty, but even they just came out with a statement in support of all the deleting and deplatforming going on right now.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
So DLive is absolutely
go,
not
guys.
safe. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
And then didn't they X tag you or something
Oh yeah.
for
Oh yeah.
posting political content?
Yep.
Yeah,
we're
ridiculous.
streaming there right now, but no one's watching. Almost no one. Anybody that isn't already a subscriber has no idea because we're X-tagged on DLive. So DLive is not it. We need. This is a big need, especially for a streamer. Obviously, I guess I'm biased, but yeah, this is huge. Like if we can get like chat integration and those features, I would love that. I'm assuming you guys have plans for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to have, basically all the features of YouTube, but better and again, applying like encryption technology and crypto or blockchain.
And I am in talks with Restream.
So hopefully we'll be listed on Restream soon. We also want to build, we're all about like interoperability too. So we're planning on becoming a library app. So you'll have library content in your Flote feed. You'll also be able to engage with library contents, and we want to make it so that similar to like how we have it with Twitter right now, you can log in with your library account in your Flote account and link those so you can cross post from Flote to library. We also want to come out with a Restream like feature where you can stream from Flotes directly to multiple sites at the same side. So there's we're basically building out these teams right now to accomplish these different microservices that we're building inside the whole Flote ecosystem.
Right. And that includes Flote TV too.
Yeah, so which will be a kind of our
library.
Our video and streaming focused app that will have all the Flote content, but just filtered out for just those.
Okay. Well,
I told you so many cool things are happening in 2021.
Well,
Yeah,
can you give us let's not talk about the next year because that's probably a ton of stuff. Like, what's the next 1 to 2 to 3 months? What can we see coming out next?
So,
we'll have Ethereum integrated with token, abilities of token. We're launching our own token, which we can talk more about in a maybe a later time.
we have groups,
Yeah, we have groups coming on board. We have the non-custodial wallets.
Flote TV, probably in the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, more. Yeah, actually, Flote point of sale will be coming on in the next 2 to 3 months. So you'll be able to use floats at a growing number of retail outlets, in person or online.
Mm-hmm.
Those are probably the main things that we're thinking about.
And then just building the stability of the platform.
Yeah.
Really fixing the technical debt. I mean, that's what we're focused on pretty much this whole month so far, is just fixing our technical debt. We had our CTO leave, and now we're finally just going through and making sure everything is stable for new features and for scaling. I know that my guys are working on basically creating a way to decrease your bit rate on videos and things, so it buffers less. It's really going to be very focused on the user experience. Also, we're also doing a Flote redesign, so everything is going to be a little bit more sleek, a little bit more modern, and that's site wide. So we're going to slowly start unveiling little features and updates there.
Yeah, it's like we have so much going on. It's all good stuff, but it's like, whoo.
And yes, people, we will try to get dark mode in there.
Yeah,
I promise.
Yeah, dark mode will come. Dark mode will come. That's a highly requested feature.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, let's talk about, you guys are going to be speaking, and I think you're also sponsors. Flote is sponsoring Anarchapulco this year, and you're also speaking. So I would love to hear about what your talk is going to be about.
So our talk title is Jumping Ship from Big Tech. And I think it's just going to be hitting the importance, we haven't written it yet, but it's going to be hitting the importance of, of getting off the evil platforms and supporting the good guy, the small guy, the underdog. Yeah, and talking about censorship and deplatforming and just the trend and how it's getting worse, and how, we just need to, support really each other and regrow our communities and find, new people, whether it's businesses or people to communicate with. We need, heavy community focus for sure.
Okay.
Because I mean, I don't know. That's like the huge thing. So like Kingsley's very focused on like the growth of the platform and financials and bringing in the money, and our team is focused on the tech. But for me, like my whole thing is building relationships and really connecting user to user, which is why we actually are going to throw Flote Fest, which I know that
the big announcement. Yay.
Yeah. So Flote Fest 2021 is just going to be like a backwoods tenting, camping. It's going to be like a mix between Pork Fest and Jackalope. Jackalope. Basically in the backwoods of Texas. So, we really are excited about it. It's just going to be a way for the float community to get together and have a beer and have a big bonfire and just chat and build relationships. Like float is the place where I want people to really, what did our COO say? He said, when someone yells out fire, when building a community, when someone yells out fire, you want people to come to your rescue and people to come, and help you put it out. And that's what I want to build on Flote. I really do want to connect people, and establish deeper relationships than just commenting on someone's post on Facebook, and not just online, but bringing that experience to the real world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I think it's more important time than ever.
Where about in Texas? Like what city? You guys
It's
gonna be doing
in Gause, Gause, Texas. Yeah, it's about 90 minutes northeast, I believe, of Austin.
I'm looking it up.
Flote's hosting a super spreader event. Yeah. So we don't have a website up yet. We haven't officially announced. We are going to do this on the dates of Anarchapulco, because we are going to basically do a Flote Anarchapulco watch party. So come hang out, bring your friends, bring your family. It's going to be a really, really good time, and I'm very excited.
Awesome.
And it's just on 110 acres of just beautiful farmland. Chickens running around, ducks running around. I mean, it's very voluntary. You can bring your dog or dogs.
And that's going to be an Anarchapulco watch party as well, or is that a separate thing? Okay.
No, it's going to be an Anarchapulco watch party.
So you'll be able to watch. I don't think we've I don't think we've talked about what that is much, but people can host official Anarchapulco watch parties, which means that they're going to have the infrastructure and the equipment set up to allow everyone there to watch the 24-hour-a-day live stream of Anarchapulco this year over the course of 4 days. And so I'm assuming that's what you guys are talking about doing?
That's correct. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
and
awesome.
this will be a place for people to come if you have books, T-shirts, necklaces. If you make anything you want to sell, food. If you want to make food for people and sell food, you can go ahead and reach out to me. We can go ahead and get that set up. I think we're going to be selling like 10 by 10 tents for $100 a day. So, if you want to come and vend, you can do that. If you want to set up people's tents for Monero, the possibilities are endless. Exactly. If you want to do a workshop, we're also, doing that. So just reach out to me and get the information. Everything is very reasonable. Flote's not looking to make a ton of money on this, but we do need to make a little bit to kind of pay off the venue. So just reach out to me at Erin at flote.app or just at Erin on Flote. And anyone who's been to Anarcho Vegas in 2019 knows we know how to throw a good event. So this is going to be even better. Yeah, because it's all, I think people genuinely want to get together, especially for Anarchapulco. Like, I love what Cap Leish is doing this year. I love the watch party idea. I love that you can monetize from these events. I love basically empowering people to practice civil disobedience by going to someone's house to watch, Anarchapulco, because we all can't be down there right now because of the lockdowns and all the bullshit. Lots of people aren't willing to leave the country.
Vaccines to go on a flight.
Yeah. So if you want to hang out during Anarchapulco with fellow liberty lovers, come to Flote Fest 2021.
And it'll be good opportunity for also crypto people too. Like I know a lot of crypto people that are just used to going to like four conferences a month when crypto goes crazy like it is right now. And so we'll have a good amount of in-person speakers and just vendors and sponsorships as far as cryptocurrency is concerned. Ways to learn how to get involved, or whatever it may be.
Awesome. Okay, so this is kind of the last comment I want to read from the comments. Thank you guys so much for participating for this show. You've been a great audience, and amazing questions, great discussion. This is the one I think that is worth ending on. Your TV Unplugged says that's how they think they can manipulate and trick the public into accepting their censorship, by simply posting nasty stuff on free speech competing platforms and then pointing to it and saying, hey, look at this. That's why you can't have free speech. I think they have definitely done. I've seen it on Twitter recently from Parler. Like, they went on Parler, they posted some garbage stuff, they screenshotted it and brought it back to Twitter and be like, look, this is why, you can't have nice things.
So there's some interesting ways even to deal with that when it comes to, I like actually the Keybase model. I'm not sure if they still do it, but Keybase, for people that don't know, is like an encrypted chat platform that was bought by Zoom, which I don't really trust Zoom, but so be it. But what they basically did was they made it so that you can connect your Keybase profile to your Reddit, to your Twitter, to your other different social apps, and you can basically verify that that you own those profiles, and then it links back to Keybase. So it's almost like a decentralized, voluntary way reputation system, or a way to to get that like blue check mark without sending in your government ID and and all this bullshit that Twitter makes you do for like celebrities and whatever. So that is one way to do that, so that you can kind of see and basically creating like really good filters. So then people that maybe haven't done that, or maybe there's just like a tiered system of ways to filter out content of just like a anonymous account that just started on Flote yesterday, and you don't really care to see that garbage. And it's kind of an easy way for us to tell, okay, what is real, what is not.
And if they spam, then they broke the rules.
Yeah, so there's interesting ways that we're coming up with to kind of like create like a voluntary decentralized way to for like some sort of like internet Flote ID. It's not saying that it has to be even tied to your real identity, but it can still be tied to other accounts out there to prove that you are that person that you're interacting with. So.
Okay, excellent. Well, guys, thank you for being on the show. This has been a great conversation. I've really enjoyed it. I always like talking to you guys. So thanks for being here today. To the audience, guys, this is it. Like, there are alternatives out there, but for you guys, the audience of this channel, anarchists, anarcho-capitalist voluntarists, you have a social network alternative being handed to you on a silver platter that is run by anarcho-capitalist voluntarists. Like, you could not ask for better. You cannot. There is nothing better. You could not ask for better than what these two people on this show are providing you. Please, I implore you, get off of Facebook. Get off of Twitter. Go check out Flote. Give us the address. How can people go join?
Yeah, we like to promote the it's flote.app or joinflote.com. And we're, I'm King on there.
And I'm Erin.
Yeah.
And we're very approachable, so if you absolutely hate Flote, maybe it's, not the place for you, but if you really see something that you don't like, help us build something better. Help us get better. We're not this hoity-toity like social media platform that you can't ever contact, where you don't have a say. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, we are building this for you. So if you have a suggestion on how to make something better, or if you know someone who you think would be an amazing person to help us grow, send us an email and loop us in so we can start that conversation.
Or if you have relationships with content creators that can help us grow our community, please let us know, or reach out yourself, or let us know how we can contact them. But yeah, I mean, I really appreciate you having us on here, and we are the real deal. We are voluntarists. We are anarcho-capitalists, and we believe in free speech. We believe in free markets, and we just want to use, our background in tech to help build this platform out to become basically, anarchy on the internet. It's kind of, we don't really like promote it like that, but really that's, what we are. We're connecting people with communication channels and payments when it comes to cryptocurrency. And I think, that's the way of the future.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just for voluntarists and anarchists. I mean, truly, if you are a proponent of free speech, you belong on Flote.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you lean left. It doesn't matter if you're a conservative. It doesn't matter if you follow the where we go one, we go all. It doesn't matter. If you are a free speech proponent, if you support free speech, come to Flote, because that's where your free speech is going to be protected and supported. And if they try to take us down, then they're not only messing with King and I, but they're messing with all of us. So, put your money where your mouth is, peeps. Like your clicks, we're here for you. So however we can help you guys, let us know. You can message us, DM us, email us. That's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Awesome. Something just came to mind. So I know I've said I'm going to end with this like 3 times, but I'm going to end with this. So there's another YouTube channel I watch that was talking about video games and how all the video games now are provided to you on platforms like Steam, where you don't actually own the game. And if they ever delist the game, then you lose the ability to install a program that you paid for. And he was imploring people, hey, back up your video games. Make sure you have your own copies of stuff so that it can't be taken from you. And that sparked a thought in my mind. I lost so many connections to people when I lost Facebook that it really hurt. I lost hundreds of chats with people that I can't get back. I know there are people out there that I want to talk to, but I just can't. I don't remember them because I can't go look through my message log. Make sure that you have your connections to your friends and people that you care about backed up. One of the ways you do that is by joining other networks. Even if they're not going to be your primary network, just get on them and make sure you have connections to people that you care about backed up. Make sure you have channels, get phone numbers, get email addresses, get on Flote, for example, and back up your relationships, because these companies are deleting them. They are deleting.
No, absolutely. And another thing too, if you are thinking about backing up your Facebook data, your post pictures and videos, you might want to create a separate file too, especially if you think you are going to be deleted from Facebook soon, or you're going to delete your own profile, because we are going to work on a way where we can bring potentially your connections from Facebook over to Flote, so we can cross-reference users on Flote and users and your previous users on Facebook. So that's just something else to keep in mind.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for being an awesome audience. Thank you guys for being excellent guests. Ladies and gentlemen, peace, love, and anarchy.